guys, it's Cheyenne, and I wanted to make a video about how I am able to better manage my depression consistently. My depression has improved so much overall. And I feel like this is a really important video to make because so many people struggle with mental illness and depression. And I struggled with depression for years, starting when I was a child and I got horrifically abused. And just throughout my adult life, I have always struggled with terrible depression, crippling depression. And it really took me a long time to learn how to have some tools to really help me with this depression so that I can function better and be more positive overall. So what really helped me with my depression, first of all, was really looking back on how far I've come. Like, for me personally, was like, oh wow, I was able to get through such a hard childhood and a really hard early adult life. And that I realized like how strong I was. And then I realized that I have value. By merely existing, I am a human who shares space on this planet. Sounds like a lot of hippie mumbo jumbo, but it's true. You know, I do have value just like the next person. You have value like the next person. And I just meditated on the fact that I have value and that I'm strong. But then also, I started trying to find goals that I could really just focus on. And I find that depression for me really comes up a lot when I feel stagnant. I'm a busybody, and I realize that a lot of times when I'm feeling like I'm not moving or growing or changing the way I want to, if I feel like stuck in one place emotionally, or you know, in a like I don't want to say like geographic because everything happens from within. So it's just like emotionally I feel like stuck, or I don't feel like my life is moving or changing, then I realize that that is, sorry, I'm scratching my eye, is the universe or my higher power's way of telling me, you know, move, branch out. So what really helps me with my depression is focusing on my goals, like focusing on my long-term goals. So I'm very serious about my education and my career, and I take my education so seriously because I'm like focusing on my goals, and that really has helped me a lot. So not only am I helping lay the foundation for the life that I want to live in 5 or 10 years, you know, graduated college, have a good life, a steady income, but also I started working on myself, and that really helped with my depression. I started working out, I started losing weight, I lost over 20 pounds. I started meditating and focusing on my spirituality, my higher power. You know, that's what worked for me. You know, you don't have to do everything that I'm saying, but, you know, I'm just sharing what's helped me a lot with my depression. So, focusing on my spirituality and just trying to make my life better. My life. Yes, I cannot control, like, everything in my life. I can't. Life still happens. You know, you get a parking ticket, or you have to deal with a cranky boss. Not that I have to. I love my job. But anyways, you know, I'm using examples. Anyways, but finding what you can change in your life. So I could change my physical appearance. So I did. You know, or I could change like my eating habits. I could change who I allowed into my inner circle. So I cut a lot of toxic people out of my life. And I had a rule for me is that if anything is toxic, I'm going to remove it from my life to the best of my ability. That being said, you know, you might have to deal with a toxic neighbor or a toxic coworker or a toxic professor, but to the best of your ability, you know, cut out toxic people from your life. That has really helped me. You know, you might have less friends, but overall, you're going to have a better quality of company that you keep, which is going to keep your mental sanity more even level. So doing that really has helped me a lot. You know, I have family members who I've not spoken to in years because they're toxic people. Wish them the best, but they can't be in my world right now. Anyway, so that really helped me, just trying to like make my life a more peaceful environment, really just focus on my goals. And yeah, depression sometimes still comes up. But because I've been able to do a couple of these things and just like meditate and really just focus on my goals and improving my quality of life to the best of my ability, it has helped a lot. Also, being grateful. Gratitude. I made a whole video on the importance of gratitude. Gratitude is a phenomenal tool that I really tap into. And, you know, as a child who went without at times, I am grateful that as an adult I have a full belly. I have money to buy food. I have gas in my car. I have, my home. I have a bed to sleep in. I have, blankets and pillows and a running car. And just having things that I find things to be grateful for helps me so much. I feel so incredibly blessed that I have my basic needs met. That I have a job that I love. I love my job working with children. I am blessed that I am able to go to a college. I am able to pursue my education, and I know what career path I want, and I know my educational goals. Just finding things to be grateful for. Oh gosh, it helps me so much. The simple things. I bought a $1 box of green tea a few days ago at the store, and it made me so happy. I can have a cup of green tea and just, it's a little enjoyment. Like, I find little pleasures, simple pleasures. I'm on a budget, so I keep my pleasures like frugally. Like, to buy myself a new shirt at the thrift store makes me feel really happy, and some people might say, oh, well, you're just focusing on changing the exterior, not the interior, and you're just putting a band-aid on your depression. In some cases that might be, but this is what I'm talking about, is you're working on the inner parts by focusing on the positive, focusing on your goals, doing meditations. That's what worked for me. But also a part of that is creating your reality the way you want it. So then that goes into the external of, okay, I'm going to find simple pleasures. So a couple times a week, I'll do like a face mask for myself. So when in the context of I'm taking care of the emotional aspect and the exterior aspect of my depression, then it shows that I am working on my inside and my outside, not just my outside, so I'm not just masking it. I have that balance. You have to have the balance of working on your inner self and your exterior world, because your world, your life is your reality. This is your life. So make it the most enriching, fulfilling life you can. So I learned to live life to the best of my ability. I started going on roller coasters. I took myself out to a water slide. I found little adventures that I could do to help me feel alive. So just like getting out of my head, I threw myself into research about spirituality and science. I threw myself into bettering my life and being healthy. So, like I said, simple pleasures are just so wonderful for my mental health. In fact, I think I'm going to make a whole other video on simple pleasures that I'm able to do, like drinking a cup of tea, little healthy tools that I have to keep myself grounded. Anyways, I really hope that you enjoyed this short video on how I manage my depression, and I've had so much success on managing my depression, more so than I've ever had before. Going into counseling is also a really good tool. I see a counselor. If you can find a mentor, a good friend you can vent to, that's also a really nice option. I don't really have a mentor or a friend that I vent to often right now, but that's okay. This is just the journey that I'm at. I have my counselor, and I'm good with that, and I focus on healing myself emotionally, spiritually, and my exterior world, making it just as positive and pure as possible. Life can't be perfect, but I try to keep a really positive home environment. And so this is the most success I've ever had with managing my depression in my whole entire life. So I wanted to make this quick video for you on some key points that I use to manage my depression, and I really hope that it helped at least one of you. And if it helped you at all, please hit like and subscribe, okay? I love you all. Peace out.